Welcome, everybody, to episode 3 of the Shanevivor podcast. Today, we will be looking at episode 3 of Shanevivor season 12, Blood vs. Water. As per usual, a lot has happened this round, so I'll be joined by two guests today to help me cover it all. First, we have this round's eliminated player, Greenbite. Now, Greenbite is a 3-time Shanevivor player, which included a win in season 2 and a double rockout in season 6 All-Stars after earning his way back into the game. Currently ranked second on the all-time player rankings, this is not at all how I saw this season going for Greenbite. Let's bring him in to talk about what went wrong. Hey, Greenbite.
What's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you all good. We're
All
happy to
right.
have you here.
Glad to be here.
Awesome. First off, a very simple question. Well, simple, however you look at it. What do you think went wrong? Obviously, you're one of the best players we've ever had. This is not what we expected going into the season.
Yeah. Well, we had that the last. What I suspect happened is that at the last vote, I ended up voting incorrectly. I tried to shift the votes from Derek onto Lazy, and I ended up voting Lazy. And I was like, no one probably would suspect me. What I suspect happened is that it was very obvious that I had voted Lazy and I had lied to many people. So that probably ended up leading to my elimination. Or they voted me out because I won the game, which I hope not. That's not the reason. That's just a very lame reason to vote someone out just because they won a game before. So I really hope it was the thing that happened, the Derek thing, and not just because I won the game. So that's what I'm thinking happened.
Yeah. Well, yeah, making a big move early is definitely not something we usually see you do. You usually lay low, not make many splashy moves at all, but especially early on. What was the thought process going into that move?
Well, yeah, I knew coming in as a winner, I was gonna have uh, a big target on my back from the beginning. So I felt like I would have to play more aggressive to make it further in the game. We kind of see my other games with my strategy just to win the challenges, and that's not really what ended up happening. We lost 3 challenges in a row. I did end up surviving the first 2 votes, but I think just I would have to have won more challenges to be able to make it far, and so I had to play way more aggressive earlier than I wanted to. But
Yeah,
yeah.
the challenge situation is definitely a very stark contrast to your first season out here. You won, I don't know if it was every challenge, but almost every pre-merge challenge at least.
We won every single pre-merge
Every
challenge on
single,
the
yeah, that's what I was thinking. That is quite the record to have under your belt and very different from what happened here. So that's just a funny comparison to have. Obviously this interview is about you, but let's talk about your brother real quick. You were at the marooning with him, so you saw some of his social interaction. How do you think he's gonna fare this game, especially now that you're gone? So he's one of the lone survivors out there.
Yeah, I mean, I said in tribe chat, I feel like he's probably already at the bottom of the totem pole. That's what I've been saying in my confessional. I just assume that because he's bold and he's himself. He's just gonna say whatever's on his mind, and that's probably gonna rub a lot of people the wrong way. But it's it was probably very funny to see. I was laughing at him just what he was saying in the marooning chat. So I can't even imagine what he's been saying on his tribe chat that I haven't been able to see. But
Yeah, we I don't know if you've had the opportunity to look back at his biggest comment of the season. He said to Omri, so Omri is actually a lawyer, right? Very, very smart person, right? She killed you guys in the math challenge. Um, your brother said to her, I know you're blonde, but he's a huge threat down the line. You have to see that. It was something along those lines. Um, that was a big topic of discussion in the last episode. They were referring to Jordan there, Lucy's partner. Is that something you expected from him, like that kind of comment?
uh, yeah, I thought he was gonna make some waves. That's what I assumed he was gonna do. That's how he, that's just how he am. I'm not. Yeah, that's just who he is. He just says whatever's on his mind. and he'll probably make some bold comments. I'm sure that's not the last one he made. I'm sure he's had plenty more to say.
Yeah, no, he's a big voice, a big personality, but he seems like a very genuine, good guy. So we're happy to have him on,
He,
of course.
he is. He definitely is.
Yeah. So I guess I only really have one more thing for you. Dan was left out on the vote as well, your fellow winner. But what do you think? How do you see this season playing out? Any winner prediction off the bat or someone you're rooting for?
Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for Dan and my brother and even Michaela, despite her voting me out. You know, good friend, I would say, of mine. So I'm really rooting for them, rooting for everyone, really, even though they all voted me out. I was angry when I got voted off, but I think that's just a random reaction.
Yeah, of course. It's hard
Wasn't
not to be
expecting to go
upset.
home, so you have to just feel the emotions out. But it's
Yeah.
all good. I had like a day to think, to cool off. And now, yeah, no, I'm rooting for everyone here, there, my whole tribe, and of course my brother. So I hope they all do their best.
That's great. Well, thank you for coming on today. I really appreciate the time, and hopefully we'll have you on either later this season or a future season.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for the interview.
All right, awesome. Have a good night.
See you.
All right, moving on. Now that we've had the chance to talk to our eliminated player, let's take a look into the rest of the episode. Once again, this is No Fun Alone. So here to join me, we have our double fallen angel, the only person to get fourth place twice. It's Evie. Welcome in, Evie. We're happy to have you here.
Hi everyone.
So, Evie, let's talk about the shit show going on the Kurvavi tribe. In a half newbie, half attorney season, you don't usually see 3 straight losses from a attorney group. What do you think's going on here?
You didn't cast good challenge players. That's simple as that, honestly. I mean, you look at all the cast and it's very strong social strategic players, but I mean, there's only like one good challenge player on there. I think we know who that is.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I'd call that Daniel, and even he's been a bit more inactive lately. He's been very busy, so he's definitely not been doing as much as he wants to, especially on the social scene. He was good in the first episode, but especially in this episode, left out of the Greenbite vote. What do you think's going on for him right now?
Um, Obviously, people don't want to really ally themselves with the person who's super inactive, that never ends well for you. But also, I just think they might have saw him as too close to Greenie and just didn't want to spill anything just in case Greenlight might have had a idol somehow or some kind of amulet to help him out.
Yeah, it's definitely possible for people to have idols at this point in the game. Obviously, we know that no one does, but with all the amulets out there, it is in some sense easier, in some sense more difficult to have an idol right now because how the idols are shared between castaways this season, between duos. So even if one person was able to find enough amulets, the other could use it. But I'm definitely nervous for Daniel. He's a very smart guy though. So I think if he can get to merge, he can cause a lot of damage. So we'll see what happens there. Um, Obviously, this episode we had the blood trial fail once again. Uh, what do you think's going on? That is back-to-back failures of the blood trial.
I think the answer is obvious, Shane. I mean, it's counting. Nobody wants to count that much.
Then why do you think they're volunteering themselves to do it?
Because they want the advantage, but you're making them count so high for. I've told you so many times, nobody wants to fucking count, okay? Wait, can I curse here?
Yeah, yes, you can.
Okay. Nobody wants to fucking count, but you keep making everyone count. Like,
And they
get
do
your
it.
shit together.
And they do it. And the people willing to count are the people who do best in this game. I stand by that.
You are a toxic counting torturer. You would get off to it. You have a kink. This is a PSA for everyone here watching this. All right. We need to stop this nonsense. I'm gonna have a petition after this, by the way.
Don't worry. I'll make sure the petition never gets through.
Bitch.
Counting is at the core of Shanevivor. It will never leave.
I think it will.
If one season is on every single season of Shanevivor, it's either counting or the check-in challenge. And
I
I
hate
stand
both of
by
them.
that. Sorry?
I hate both of them.
Well, they're both, vital to the game.
Vital my ass. Anyways,
You're just salty you never won the check-in challenge.
bitch.
You even had 2 shots at it. You couldn't pull it off.
You know what? Both times there was one person who was on vacation. Everyone else had shit going on, but that one person could just stay up all night. I don't think that was very fair.
Look, if you really wanted it, you would have still gone for it. I point to Patty, who
I
almost pulled off.
slept 1 hour that night. It was a school night. I slept 1 hour and I still lost.
Should have done more.
I'm gonna hurt you.
All right, looking at this Curvavi tribe, who do you think you can point to as some of the best players? Obviously, everyone's playing super hard right now. In my mind, I think Lazy's on top, but that's definitely open to discussion.
I would say it's Essence, really. I think Lazy definitely gives a lot of insight into their confessionals, into the game. Tells me a lot. This kind of like look at Lazy's confessionals, like, oh, this is what's going on. Okay, anyways. Because Lazy's a very insightful player, you know? But I think Essence has a lot of control right now, kind of deciding a lot of the votes, basically.
No, I can definitely see that. That's definitely a good take on the situation. Those two are definitely controlling that tribe, or at least one of them. So do you think this is going to be a returnee win, or is someone else going to take the cake?
The performances so right now are kind of showing the returnees are killing themselves. So, you know, but anything could happen. I mean, season 9 there was 3 returnees and we almost had a returnee win. Like if I didn't go out, it would have been a returnee win. So
Yeah,
anything can
that's
happen.
definitely
But
true.
you would think they're gonna get targeted at marriage, right? Because they're returnees. So
Right, of course. So it's just a matter of which newbie players are smart enough to not fall for, I'm really going to say the charisma of Michaela in Essence. Those two really do have a personality that's easy to latch onto.
I don't think Michaela's getting taken out, I'll be honest. It's either gonna be Rocks or she's making final 3.
That is an interesting take. That was definitely her position on All Stars. That was 100% where she was, and she did get rocked out. So it'll be interesting to see it here if she can. She's obviously the only Hall of Famer currently in the game, so that's an extra target on her back. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see everything play out. So I guess all to say is thank you for coming on today. I appreciate the insight you've given, and like everyone else, I do hope you come back in the future.
Oh, I'll be coming back a lot, Shane. Don't worry about it.
All right. Thank you for listening, everybody. If you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe so that we know you liked this episode. We obviously had 2 amazing guests today, and we've had tons of amazing guests in the past, so I'm excited of what's yet to come.